Hey Kimberbellas, Kristen Som here. Tonight's challenge is our last pieced picture block, and it is called boot buttons. There's 2 blocks we're going to sew together, and like the others, it has very specific cut instructions. This one even more so than the others. So I've done a couple screenshots and imported some arrows and things to try and point out the parts that we need to be careful of. So our first block is boot button sock, and we're going to start with our fabric at 8.5 by 10.5. And this fabric, it's the like lime green with black dots. It's been discontinued. I was lucky that I still had some, but you could use anything that is kind of Halloweenish. They have a green with white dots and the green lattice and different things that would work just fine. So if you don't have this one. So 8.5 by 10.5, as always, back it with fusible stabilizer. And then you're going to want some batting. I cut mine to 7 by 9, I think. I use Warm and Natural. And then we have chenille pieces. So we're going to do chenille on this block. So we need 3 pieces of this little black with white dot and 4 pieces of the orange swirly. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what I call it. One of them I backed with fusible stabilizer because one of them we're going to put down as an applique piece, and the others are going to be chenille. So you do not want to back the chenille pieces, any of the 6 chenille pieces, with fusible stabilizer because we're going to specifically mess them up. All right, so that's for boot buttons. Our final cut size on it is 6.5 by 8.5. So we want a quilting design that's 6 by 8. I'm going to do plaid. I went ahead and designed mine with embroidery software and decided that I liked the plaid for this one. The second part of this challenge is the actual boot. So there's boot button and boot button sock. That longer one is the boot button sock, and we move it all the way down to the bottom, and then also pretty far over to the right. So much over to the right that we have to delete some of the steps to fit it in our hoop. So I'll go into that with details, but I'm using my 6 by 10 hoop on both of these. And so anyway, for the second one, it's boot button. And we start with a fabric that's 8.5 by 8.5 and 1 applique piece that's 6 by 6, and back it with a fusible stabilizer if you choose. I very much do choose to do that. And then batting. So that's it for that second block. Like I said, the first piece is 8.5 by 8.5. Our final cut size is 6.5 by 6.5. So we want a quilting design that's 6 by 6. So again, I did the plaid. So I'll go over all the cut instructions. One other thing I forgot to mention is you're going to want your tool from your embellishment kit. So we are going to add tool to the top of the, or the bottom of the bottom of the sock, top of the boot. So anyway, last piece picture block, and then we work on the traditional block. So we're getting really far along. Good job, everybody. All right, let's get started.